Hello dear students, in this lecture we are going to study the concept of standard deviation. But before studying this concept, in this chapter or in this basic concept of this is measure of dispersion that we studied in our previous lecture. Okay, so as I discussed earlier in earlier lecture that in earlier lectures we discussed the measure of central tendencies like mean, mode and median, but that are not that much sufficient to represent that overall data set or number of observations, and for that the new concept of measure of dispersion is being introduced. So what is measure of dispersion? The dispersion, as its name suggesting, the dispersion is a spread, okay, spread or scattering, okay. So in the measure of dispersion, what we study how the data is scattered from its mean value, okay. So measure of dispersion take into account each and every observation which was lacking in some of the measures of central tendencies like median and mode. In median we only takes the central value, and in mode we only take the highly repetitive value. But in this case, in the dispersion, okay, so dispersion, as its name suggesting, that it is a to spread, okay, to spread or to scatter. How the individual observations are scattered from its mean value or a central value that is being calculated, and hence it accounts or it takes into consideration each and every observation, okay. So we in earlier lecture we studied different measures to study. In that we earlier studied range, okay, then mean deviation, then standard deviation, and variance. So these are the different measures by which we can study the dispersion. Out of that, in last lecture we studied about the range. So what is range? Range is nothing but it is the difference between largest value and smallest value of the observation, okay. But in this case, as you can see, that range takes only the extreme values into account, that is largest value and smallest value. So it is not that much adequate to represent an entire data set, okay. So further measures are required to demonstrate or to study that data. In that, second measure is mean deviation, but it is not in your syllabus, so we will not going to take it, or if you want it's for information, then we will make another lecture over this, okay. So third measure of dispersion is your standard deviation, So what is standard deviation? What is standard deviation, okay. So as we discussed, measure of dispersion means what? Measure of dispersion is your spread or scattering of a data from the mean value. For example, if we have taken a data set, okay, these are some of the data sets which we have taken, and if we want to find the dispersion or scattering or a spread of this individual observation from its central value. So central value means what? mean. So if we take the mean of this data, it becomes 10 plus 9, 19 plus 7, 26 plus 5, 31 plus 2, 33 divided by 5. So 33 divided by 5 is your 6.6. Okay, so here this is your mean value, or it is a mean. How this 1 2 3 4 5 data set differs from this mean value? We have to find out the difference between this and this. Difference between this 2 and 6.6, difference between this 5 and 6.6. Say for example, difference between 2 and 6.6 is 4, I think 4.6. Okay, in this it is 1.6 and so on. So this is a spread or a scattering of a individual observation from its mean value. So this is what we study in a measure of dispersion. So standard deviation is one kind of measuring the dispersion. So this standard deviation simply is also a measure of spread in a set of distribution. As it is a measure of dispersion, it is the same as measure of spread. How the individual observation is spread or dispersed from its individual from its central value. Okay. So measure of spread in a set of distribution is called as standard deviation, or it is also called in other way as a square root of variance, that we will going to study in next lecture. Okay. So why it is called as standard? Because we haven't studied earlier concept of mean deviation. Mean deviation is similar with the standard deviation, but there are some inadequacy in mean deviation, that in that formula we have to ignore the signs, or some inadequacy is there, and to avoid that that problems or inadequacies of mean deviations are overcome in the standard deviation. Therefore this word comes standard, means it's most commonly used. Okay, most commonly used, therefore it is called as standard, and deviation means to scatter. Okay, so it is most commonly used, and it was first introduced by the scientist, that is Carl Pearson, in 1893. Okay, so this is about the standard deviation. And how the standard deviation is calculated? See, I have told you in very previous in earlier lectures that we have to calculate something for three different data sets. Okay, first one is ungrouped data set, second is group data set, and in group data set we are having discrete series and continuous series. For these three different types of data set, we are going to calculate a statistical parameter. Okay, so if we study the standard deviation, how it is calculated. So formula for standard deviation is, you can see here the formula of a standard deviation of a sample, which is denoted by S, and it is given by summation of, in bracket, x minus x bar. This line here corresponds to bar. Okay, summation under root of or square root of summation of x minus x bar bracket square upon n minus 1, where you can see what is this x is your variable or individual observation. X is what? X is your variable or individual observation. What is x bar here, which is given? X bar is nothing but it is the arithmetic mean. So overall number of observations, if you have given overall number of observations, in that you have to calculate arithmetic mean, which is denoted by your x bar. Okay, so x is individual observation, x bar is your mean, and here the squared is taken. So this is the plus point of the standard deviation. In mean deviation, we are not doing any square, therefore the value may comes positive or may comes negative at some times, but in that case we have to take the modulus, therefore the signs are ignored, and that is one of the limitation of mean deviation. But you should concentrate on this, that is a standard deviation. In standard deviation we are squaring the values, therefore even if the value, this value is negative, squaring it will become positive. Okay, so formula is very simple. Square root of summation of x minus x bar bracket square upon n minus 1, where x is your variable or individual observation, x bar is your arithmetic mean, and n is your number of observations. So for example, if here it is given 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, this is a ungrouped data set because there is no frequency given. So for that purpose, or in that case, x variable, this 2 is x, this 5 is x, 7 is x, these are individual observations. What will be your x bar? X bar will be your 6.6, that is mean. And what is your n? N is number of observations. How many observations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in this way we have to just put the values in the given formula and you will get the answer. Okay, so this is a formula for do remember this, it is for ungrouped data set. Okay, for ungrouped data set. For grouped data, even if it is in discrete series or even in it is continuous series, the formula is slightly changed. Here the formula becomes S, standard deviation, square root of summation of f into x minus x bar bracket square upon summation of f minus 1. Here one additional term is introduced, and that additional term is what? Additional term is your f. F stands for frequency of distribution. So here f stands for frequency. Okay, so therefore it is a formula for grouped data. Rest of the terminology here remains the same, that is x is your variable, x bar is your, in this case the f is your frequency of distribution, therefore it is given here, it is the formula for the group data. It is formula for group data. Okay, so in your examination you may be asked to calculate the standard deviation. So I think you have understood the concept of standard deviation. What is standard deviation? Standard deviation represents or it denotes how the data is scattered from its mean value. The more is the standard deviation, less is the accuracy of the data, and if it is less the standard deviation, more the accurate data is, because data more standard deviation, more spread of the data, so less homogeneous will be your data. Okay, so in that case how in your examination you may be asked to calculate the standard deviation for ungrouped data set or even for a group data set. So there is a fixed steps by which you can calculate the standard deviation. So here I will take one representative example, and rest these two examples you will solve by your own. Okay, so at your home, and you can send it back to me on my WhatsApp. So how to solve this? First of all, I have given here the example. The example is your 2. then 4, then 8, then 12, then 16, then 20. Okay, so first of all you have to draw a table. You have to draw a table here. In that, first of all, this is your variable, that is your x. Okay, then if how to draw this table, by seeing your formula. Okay, what is your formula? Formula is your s is equal to square root of summation of x minus x bar bracket square upon n minus 1. If you observe this, this is an ungrouped data set, and for the ungrouped data set the formula is this. Okay, so you will require x, you will require x minus x bar, and you will require n. Okay, so these values, according to this formula, we have to calculate the values. So first of all your x, then you will require, second thing is your x bar, which is common. Then in third column you will get the value of x minus x bar, and in fourth one you will going to square it of x minus x bar bracket square. Okay, if we get this, then it will become very easier for us to solve this problem. How many observations are there? There are 6 observations. You can observe this. So there are 6 observations. First is your 2, then 4, 8, 12, 16 and 20. If first thing we have to find out your x bar. X bar can be find out by formula this. X bar is equal to summation of x upon n. We have seen the formula for arithmetic mean. This can be calculated by this. So we will going to calculate this by this. So if we add it up, 20 plus 16 36, 36 plus 12 48, 48 plus 8 56, 56 plus 4 60 plus 2 62, 62 divided by 1 2 3 4 5 6, 62 divided by 6, it becomes 10.33. 10.33. It is your what? It is your mean. So it is same for all. 10.33, 10.33, 10.33, same for all. Okay, so then you have to find out the value of x minus x bar. So what is x minus x bar? 2 minus 10.33. 2 minus 10.33, it becomes your 8 minus 8.33. Then 4 minus 10.33, it becomes minus 6.33. Okay, so in this 8 minus, it becomes, I think, 2 minus 2.33. then it becomes 2.33, it becomes 6.33, it becomes 10, sorry, here I think this 12 minus 10.33, it becomes 1.67. Then 16 minus 10.33 becomes your, I think, 5.67. Okay, 5.67, and at last it becomes, I think, 9.67. It becomes 9.67. So it is your x minus x bar. In last column, what you have to do? You have to square it up. Okay, so minus 8.33 into minus 8.33, it becomes 69.38. It becomes 69.38. Second, here 6.33 into 6.33, it becomes 40.06. 40.06. Then 2.33 into 2.33, 5.42. Okay, then it becomes 1.67 into 1.67, 2.78. Then 5.67 into, because we have to square it up, therefore 5.67 into 5.67, it becomes 32.14. 32.14. Then at last 9.67, and if we have to square it up, we have to multiply by same value, and it becomes 93.50. 93.50. So it is your x minus x bar. So if you observe here, the value is what? Summation of x minus x bar. So we have got all the values of x minus x bar, and we have to do what? We have to sum it up. We have to add it up. So do the addition of this 69.38 plus 40.06 plus 5.42 plus 2.78 plus 32.14 and 93.50. If we take addition of it, it becomes your 243.28. 243.28. So this value 243.28 becomes your this value. Okay, and what is n here? N you can find out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, n is very simple, n is your 6. Okay, so what will we do? We'll just put up the values in the given formula. The summation to, I will write here, summation of this x minus x bar bracket square, it becomes 243.28. okay, so I can erase here. Okay, so what is the formula? Formula is your S is equal to square root of summation of x minus x bar bracket square upon n minus 1. You may find in some books that in denominator it is given only n instead of n minus 1. So do remember this thing, when to use n and when to use n minus 1. According to some reference book, it is given like this: if your sample size is less than 30, then you should go for n minus 1, and if it is more than 30, then you should opt for only n. So obviously in our example the sample size is well below the 30. Here only 6 samples are given, or 6 observations are given, so we will going to use this, that is your n minus 1. So by putting the values in this, S is equal to square root of this numerator value is your 243.28, n is your 6 minus 1, it becomes square root of 243.28 upon 5, and if we solve this, if we divide this, it becomes your 48.65, and and if you take square root of it, it becomes your 6.97. 6.90, I will write here, it becomes 6.97. so this 6.97 will be your standard deviation. So how much standard deviation this data is having? The data is having 6.97 standard deviation. In this fashion, we can calculate the standard deviation for ungrouped data set. In this, you have given the example 2 and 3. You have to solve it by your own, and you can send it back to me on my email ID or WhatsApp. So in this lecture, we understood about the standard deviation as a measure of dispersion, and it is most commonly used measure of dispersion because it is more accurate in research field. It is very commonly used to calculate this, how the data is spread, how the individual observation is spread from its central value, and in research it is mostly used along with the standard error of mean that we will going to study in some other lecture. So but standard deviation is, it denotes how your data is spread from your central value. Then it is discovered, or it is first described by the Carl Pearson in 1893. It is again denoting your spread, and the formula is square root of summation of x minus x bar bracket square upon n minus 1. It is for ungrouped data where x is your variable, x bar is your arithmetic mean, and n are the number of observation. And if the data is of group data type, frequency data type, then formula gets slightly changed. Formula becomes square root of summation of f into x minus x bar bracket square upon summation of f minus 1. Then these examples on this topic we'll see in next lecture, another lecture. So here additional f is given, that is the frequency. In this fashion we solve the example on the standard deviation. I hope you all have understood this lecture, and even if you are having any difficulty, any query, you can directly ask me on my mobile number, on my WhatsApp, on my email ID. In first slide the contact information is given. So, and these two examples, this 2 and 3 is for your homework or exercise. You solve it and submit it to me at earliest. Thank you for your patient listening, and thank you very much.